Well, this is who knows what attempt at trying to record a follow-up video to my little gander into sorcery. So there are a few things to obviously address. First and foremost, I want to thank you all for any response given, any bantering. It all, honestly, really helps me develop my understanding and educate myself on sorcery, regardless of intention or language. It is still wonderful to see that the community is so passionate, and it, again, will do nothing but help develop my understanding. I also want to thank Collector Art House for offering me an invitation to sit down and healthily discuss sorcery and, again, develop my understanding and educate me upon the game and its development. But I will just quickly reiterate that my honest opinion is given as an onlooker, someone with a glancing understanding of sorcery, someone who might be categorized as the general consumer once the product does come to market. Okay, my intention was not to do a deep dive and uncover all the secrets of sorcery to present a factual piece, but to give an honest opinion given the knowledge that was in reach, i.e. Googleable and within the first page without going to an extensive search, because once again, that is what the general consumer will have on offer. They will see sorcery in a shop, or they'll come across it on YouTube or a post, and they will decide then and then if they want to dive deeper, if they want to just, again, like me, take a glancing look or pass it altogether. Okay, so it's really important to understand that perspective of being an onlooker, not someone part of the sorcery community. Now, I am going to unlist the first video. I still will stand by it. It is something I put out into the world, I've created, therefore I'm not going to forsake it. Yes, it does have some misinformation. Yes, it does have some negative conjecture. And yes, it is my honest opinion and is objective from my perspective. Okay. To some, that is bad. To some, that is okay. To some, that is good. Apparently, the dislike to like ratio is better than the comments, so who knows on that. But the point is, I will stand by it, and for anyone who's curious, who wants to continue to comment on it or rebut the things I have to say, the link will be in the description. Right then, why don't we get to the meat of it and try to have our little discussion again. So, first off, Curiosa, Era Curiosa. So, hard R sounds or rolling R sounds I have difficulty with. Here's another one for you, brockery. Okay, it's a speech impediment. So yes, I may fumble words. Oh well, you dislike my speaking voice or my enunciation. I'm sorry, there's nothing really I can do about it. Just the way I talk. Okay, art. Let's flip this around. Okay, the art is indeed gorgeous. It is very varied and has a lot of very dynamic and different creative aspects across the board, and that is a wonderful thing to see. There is a real artistry to this curated collection for sorcery. The issue with that is it is not similar to many other style choices for a TCG game. Usually within a set there is a core theme or type of artistry that is uniform to that set and gives the player a sense of theme. This, honestly, to me, is a random assortment of good art, but being a random assortment still has its faults, okay? Yes, is one way of looking at it in which it stands out from other card games through its unique art direction, but on the other side, I can, again, put out the point that it may be jarring to someone who is looking at this collection of cards and not really understanding what goes together, because, again, the only thematics that tie together are the little bordering font choices depending on this element. For the print size, I, again, apologize for the misinformation. The development team for sorcery is very community driven, as has been outlined to me. So while I calculated the potential booster boxes off of this backer amount and the backer packages, this knowledge is actually commonplace, and we can see right here the specified total booster boxes, 29,000, as well as the distribution of different rarities, which I will then tie again back to a favoritism to the collectible side. Now, there's nothing wrong with not reprinting something or allowing a set version to have a limited print run for those who, again, adopted early. But that doesn't mean it can't create problems. Okay, so if we take a look at the active community, if you will, so for instance, Kickstarter had a number of 6,456 backers, but if we go through all the different links on the locator side of the Sorcery website, we can go to the different Discords, Facebook pages, Reddit, and of course the main Discord, and from this we can tally up the number of players, and we get 5,726, okay? So this is a fair estimate of the active players, and it also, so when I say active, I mean the active community members, not the overall players. Again, I should really stop and clarify on certain things I say, but this does not assume repeats, okay? So people who are part of multiple sections of this community side, okay? So if we assume, you know, in the best case scenario, 5,700 active members, and this again does not account for anyone who plays casually or does not participate in the community side, which there are bound to be a great many. And then from that number of active community members, you can roughly say that according to this print size, there are 5 booster boxes per active community member. And of course, active community member does not account for the total potential population of people who want to play sorcery. So it means that to some degree there is going to be scarcity around the alpha boxes, and considering the window is a few months before beta comes out, there will be the ability for people with less than good intentions to, you know, use FOMO and use the scarcity to their advantage to remarket the product in a manner similar to Flesh and Blood and MetaZoo. Okay, so it has the potential to follow the same path as both of those card games. That doesn't mean it will, but that is still something that we can speculate on, and again, take with a grain of salt, be wary of. As for pricing, yes, Team Covenant are offering beta boxes for $150 US as a entry point, which is great. It is still a markup from the Kickstarter, but that is to be expected. A Kickstarter is meant to be the lower price point to attract players, and then this is more of a initial release. Again, I won't use full release because we don't know, or I've been told that that could be the next set, or it could be revised when we see the most dramatic shift in players. That said, here in New Zealand, $288 is the recommended retail price. This works out to $175 US, which is quite a bit more of a markup over the alpha, and again, does price me out in terms of my willingness to spend on a new TCG. Okay, that is my personal opinion. Whether or not you follow that mindset is up to you. And then as for the comparisons to MTG, at $150, it comes in, I think I was told, at 26 cents using a modern set and Amazon sale, greater than a booster pack of MTG, okay, which still means it is at a high price point, and if you do the math, is $8 to $10 on the actual box, which for being the main competitor, because again, there are a lot of striking similarities between Sorcery, there are going to be a great number of overlap within the community, so I would safely say that you're going to try to siphon a large number of players from MTG. You're going to try and convert from MTG, and to do that at a higher price point than MTG is, well, not going to be as successful as undercutting. And these are all things that I can have an opinion and speculate on. They're not necessarily going to be true. That doesn't mean that I cannot speculate on these understandings given the information in front of me. With that said, I am definitely going to put Sorcery to bed. TCG are not my main focal point. Okay, I do Minecraft and Soda Dungeon, or if you don't know what they are, don't worry. I will step away from Sorcery and leave it to those who are truly invested and have the time and energy or effort to actually give the game the attention and love it wants. But that doesn't say I'm closed-minded to it. I do, again, look forward to sitting down with Collector Art House if possible and developing understanding through that. But until I actually try the game, I will keep my mouth shut as it rightly should. And if unfortunately I have come off as a bad influence for the game, I do honestly urge you to create your own content. It is a wonderful way to support the game that you are passionate about, and a very free way, okay? It doesn't hurt to talk, and there are lots of people willing to listen, as I've seen firsthand. Again, I didn't expect this video to really amount to much, but here we are having this larger conversation than what my channel would normally really mediate.